Good evening, good evening, good evening. Ready for some magic? We're about to get started. Um, Wednesdays. Wednesdays are the day for doing something fun, something crazy, something sporadic, something completely unplanned that I definitely didn't mention on Sunday. we're, we're going to play four different mono red commander decks against each other. We're going to see who comes out the top. I don't know which one it'll be. There's actually three really good decks here and one sort of not quite as good deck. So we're going to find out how good this not so good deck actually is and whether or not it can stand up. And actually, it's the one right before us with Gadrak, the Crown Scourge. We also have Unesh, the Onaki Ancient, Feldon of the Third Path, and Tobran, whoever the Thane of Redfell, I believe. So we have Artifact Aggro, Artifact Combo, Burn, and just like kind of classic Burn, and we have sort of Graveyard Shenanigans. So we actually have a quite different selection in red decks here tonight. So let's just go ahead and get started and see what happens here. Let's get the chaos going. So our first draw is a land. That's pretty good, actually. We want to see that land, so we will go ahead and play the Skull Clamp that's in our hand, which is going to go really well with Gadrak later. Once we get enough artifacts to sort of sustain Gadrak effectively, then we'll be able to do that. We also have Karklan Ironworks in our hand, so that's going to be really good. Hey, look, it's an Entropy. Good evening, Entropy. Or at least good evening for me. I don't know about you. Let's see. So with Kurkesh, we're artifact combo. So let's see what we can do with that. And our first draw is not a great card right now. It's a little expensive, but that's okay. We'll just keep going with this mountain. We have enough land to play Kurkesh, which is a good start. But we'll need a little bit more to really get going. So let's just move on to the burn deck. Oh, look. Garrigy made it in chat, too. 8:24. Oh, 8:24? Yeah. It's a little bit earlier for us. So about an hour earlier. So we're pretty close. So it is evening over there. Let's see. With Tobran Burn. So Tobran is really good with Burn. If you haven't seen him, he's a dwarf, and he makes everything that we do deal 2 damage more than they normally would. So we're going to try to deal as much damage as we can. But first, we need to draw our card for the turn, which is a mountain. That's good. We need to get up to that 4 mana, and we're going to try to do... We have Anvil of Bogarden in our hand to get going with that. Yeah, for now, we'll see how it goes. We have some card draw and stuff like that, but the Anvil is really what's going to get us into that 4th land. So we'll hold that into our hand. Now, of course, it could backfire because Anvil really, really, really helps out. Too tall, didn't see that dwarf. That's funny. Anvil of Bogarden really helps out the other dwarf-like person that we have here, which is Feldon of the Third Path. Feldon is all graveyard stuff, so Anvil has you draw cards and then discard a card. And we are going to take mighty fine advantage of that. So our first card draw is a mountain, which is what I was hoping for. So now we have certainly enough to play basically all the cards in our hand. Well, I guess we're close. So we need the Korvoth's Fury to be able to like draw our hand and then discard. So we're a little bit far from that, but we will get there. So, we're doing all right. I should calm down on the uploading things, so hopefully this stream doesn't cause any issues with using too much data. That's the only thing we're really worried about. We got another mountain for our hand. That's good. Let's go ahead and play the mirror that's in our hand. Iron Mirror taps for 1 red mana, so I mean, we don't necessarily like super need the mana right now, just because we keep drawing land cards. but we'll be able to equip the Skull Clamp later and be able to draw a couple more cards to hopefully get something other than land once we get Gadrak out. Let's move on to Kurkesh. Are you doing all right, Entropy? Are you having a good evening? So Kurkesh, what are we going to do here? Unwinding Clock. So we're going to get to untap each of our artifacts every turn. So that's handy, handy, handy. Especially since all we do is artifacts in this deck. It's almost a colorless deck in that manner. So we'll go ahead and play our Illusionist Bracers. That'll be... We don't need it right now. We don't like have a creature that'll equip to double up on their abilities, but we will see other creatures in the deck. Because Kurkesh itself doesn't have an activated ability that Illusionist Bracers can do something with. Triskelion technically does, but we want to get set up with Triskelion first. Okay, well, you go take care of that, Entropy. Family comes first. So our burn deck, that's what it is. Tobran. So, oh nice, Flame Rift. Perfect. That'll be good once we get Tobran out. So we're kind of like a spell-based burn deck. So we have burn spells, basically. So Ignite Memories and Browbeat. So, like we have these are a bunch of burn spells that we're going to try to cast to deal a bunch of damage. So to get that going, we're going to Anvil of Bogarden. So we skip our discard step each turn. But then during our draw step, we draw an additional card and then discard a card out of the cards we drew. So let's go and see how that works with Feldon of the Third Path. So Feldon is going to go ahead and draw 2 cards, so Solemn Simulacrum and Precursor Golem. Then they're going to discard a card, so we're obviously going to discard Anger, actually. We will play a land, then we still don't have the additional land that we need, but that's going to be okay. We have Solemn Simulacrum in our hand. That'll get us the 5th land that we need for Korvoth's Fury. Let's see. So, yeah, I think we'll just go ahead and pass. We don't have anything else that we want to do, and we don't need to discard for hand size. Now, Gadrak's going to get to take advantage of the Anvil. So, untap, draw 2 cards, then discard a card, and let's see. What do we want to discard? Mass Mutiny is going to be good at some point, but it's going to take a while, and I can't guarantee that anybody is actually going to have creatures, but the rest of this stuff is probably going to be really good. So I think we're going to get rid of the Mass Mutiny. We'll play the land. We will... let's see. Do we want to... We want to play the Scroll of Fate at some point. Let's go ahead and get Gadrak out. So if we need to... Actually, let's go ahead and tap Iron Mirror to equip Skull Clamp, which will then make Iron Mirror immediately die, and we'll draw 2 cards. Paya's Revolution and Bonfire. Now, it's a little too bad that Paya's Revolution came now instead of the other turn, but that's okay. So, once we get done with that... So at the end of our turn, we create a treasure token for each non-token creature that died this turn. So we get a treasure. Let's see, maybe a treasure chest. Maybe that's what we want to do. So do it like this. We want sort of a rounded top over here. Diagonal across, and then like this. What do we want to do? I guess I'm gonna do like the Super Mario Legend of the Seven Stars, like creepy face inside of the chest. So sort of mimicky, but not quite mimicky. Let's see. kind of like that. Treasure. Definitely nothing suspicious in our treasure chest right here. Okay, but we have Gadrak out. We're 2 artifacts away from getting what we need. And we've got a pretty decent hand here, so let's go ahead and pass to Kurkesh. Oh, thanks. It's a kind of a treasure. It's sort of a treasure. Well, what I said is there's actually a creature in like a enemy type in Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, which is a treasure that it kind of acts like a mimic. It's a treasure chest, but it has like a scary face inside, and then it spits out like it creates other monsters. Don't be suspicious. Okay, so let's see. Kurkesh draws 2 cards and discards a card. Let's discard. I mean, I don't really want to discard Lore Seeker Stone, but maybe I need to go ahead and do that. So we'll do that, then we'll tap 3 and put Mimic Vat out, because why not? Mimic Vat. The wonderful, wonderful Mimic Vat. Yeah, like Pandora's Box. I'm trying to think what spits out of it. Like, there's actually like this grotesque. I think the monster, one of the monsters that can spit out, is literally called Fatso. And then there's a dragon that can spit out of the chest from Legend of, or Mario RPG. So it's hilarious. Okay, so Tobran, let's go ahead and draw the 2 cards and then discard a card. Ooh, ouch. Okay, so let's discard Wheel of Fate because we don't really need that anymore. Let's play that. Let's do this. We're going to tap 2 to play Everflowing Chalice for 1, which will give us 1 more mana. And we will use that mana to cast Ruby Medallion, so now all of our red spells will cost 1 less to cast. So that will eat up Torbran's 1 cost, and then maybe next turn what we'll do is... I guess it depends on if we draw into a red mana, then we'll use it to cast the Flame Rift that we have in hand. But let's just see. Put pepper on your popcorn. Actually, no. Gurgi will put... garlic salt on her popcorn, but I just do regular salt. Actually, I don't know that I was trying to think of what that would taste like with pepper. What kind of pepper? Is it like fresh ground black pepper, or is it just like regular table kind of pepper? Oh, just normal table pepper. Okay. I was curious about that because there are a lot of different types of pepper that you can put on. And I don't mean like chili pepper. I just mean like, like fresh ground black pepper tastes a little bit different from other stuff like that. Okay. Well, we have a really fine grater for doing the black pepper. So let's see. We draw 2 with Feldon and we discard 1. So we're going to just discard the Precursor Golem. Let's see, we play a mountain. Do we have anything else? I guess not. And now we have the land that we need to get through. Maybe we'll discard a land next turn. Yeah, Gurgi really, really, really likes the garlic salt. I don't know what it is. It just bothers me. Like, I like garlic and salt, and I like garlic salt, but on popcorn for some reason I just don't like it. So, draw 2, discard 1. Oh, wow. Alpha Brawl is really good. But do we want to get rid of it now? That's a problem. I guess, yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of it. We'll play another mountain. Do we Scroll of Fate here, or do we Pia's Revolution? I feel like maybe Pia's Revolution at this point. Just so that when our stuff dies, we can, like, get it back. Let's see. We don't have enough artifacts to attack anybody yet, unfortunately. Maybe we should have played a Palladium Mirror. I don't know. See, I want the other artifact, but... Let's see, I guess maybe what we do is... Instead we do Scroll of Fate, and then we tap that to manifest a card from our hand. So we're going to put an artifact creature from our hand into play. And we'll do Palladium Mirror. So basically what's going to happen is we'll still have to pay the cost for Palladium Mirror next turn. But when it flips over, we'll be able to tap it for mana. So we still get 2 artifacts out and that. Yeah, you keep trying to make me, and I just... Nope. Okay, I'm going to equip... Just before we leave for the turn, I'm going to equip Gadrak with that. Oh, I just don't like it. I've tried garlic sultan popcorn, but it just didn't fit. I don't know. Something about it. Untap, draw 2 cards. We have Scroll of the Masters and Mirror Retriever. I don't really want to get rid of Mirror Retriever, but maybe what we do is we get rid of... Well, Maybe we get rid of Triskelion now, so that we can bring it back with Mirror Retriever here shortly. Well, I mean, in a later turn. So we'll pay 4, and we will go ahead and get out our Kurkesh. Now let's see. Okay, I think that's it for the turn, so we'll just pass. We'll just pass to the burn deck to do its burny things with the burning. Lighting things on fire like a kid with a magnifying glass. Untap. Let's draw 2 cards. 1, 2. We discard a card. Oh, man. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's a card. I guess we get rid of Devil's Play, because we can recast it from our graveyard when we need to. So we will play the other land. We will tap 3 to play Tobran, and now we're going to get our burn on. We're going to pay 1 and play Flame Rift, and we're going to deal 6 damage to everybody else and 4 damage to myself. Let me think how I want to do this. So we will be at 34. No, I mean 36. And everybody else will be at 34. So let's, as we go around, we'll give each player some dice to mark their life total. Okay. So that is all we're doing for that. Oh, Flame Rift goes into the graveyard. That's right. I can do things. I know how the game works. I swear. Let's see. So they are at 34 life. Doesn't it just feel wonderful to be at less than 40 life? We will draw 2 cards. Sword of the Payrons and Flametongue Kavoo. Let's go and get rid of the Flametongue Kavoo. We will play another land. We will... I guess we get Feldon out now. I guess that makes sense. I mean, we want Feldon out as soon as we can. So yeah, we'll just do that. Let's see. Now back to the treasure monger. The dragon that likes to hoard treasure. Because of course a dragon. They have to make a dragon that hoards treasure. So untap, draw a card. Well, 2 cards. It is, let's see. Herm to Herm. Herm to Herm to Herm. I don't know. What do we discard here? I guess maybe we just discard a mountain because we really want everything else. So we'll play this Great Furnace. So now we definitely have the artifacts that we need to be able to attack with Gadrak. The question is, who do we attack or what do we do with manas? So, actually, let's see. Well, oh wait. Let me look at this. I need to read Tobran again. If a red source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. Perfect. Perfect storm here. So we are going to, well, let's see. We're going to pay 3, flip Palladium Mirror over, pay 1, 2, 3, 4, and we will cast Rivals Duel. Choose 2 target creatures that share no creature type. Those creatures, sorry, I need to put life total. I completely spaced that, 36. Those creatures fight each other. So we're going to have Kurkesh and Tobran fight each other. And so Kurkesh is a 4-3 and Tobran is a 2-4. So Kurkesh definitely deals enough damage to kill Tobran. But Tobran normally, if you just consider power and toughness, Tobran shouldn't be able to. But Tobran deals 4 damage because of his effect. So he actually kills Kurkesh as well. So now Kurkesh and Tobran are dead. Perfect. Just the way I intended. That was my plan all along, don't you know? Okay, so we will attack with Gadrak. We're going to attack the player that we haven't pissed off yet. And that means that we're attacking Feldon for 5 damage in the air. So they're going to be down to 29. And they are absolutely... I'm going to need to keep track of commander damage this game, because that actually does seem relevant. So Feldon has taken 5 from Gadrak. There we go. Keeping track, doing the right thing here. So that is it for the turn. So we need to... Did I do... Yes, I discarded a mountain. Okay. So Kurkesh's turn. What is Kurkesh going to do? Play artifacts, basically. Let's draw 2 cards and Crystal Ball and Codex. Let's get rid of the Codex. We'll play Terrain Generator. Oh, wait, and did we want to try to put anything under Mimic Vat? I guess not. Not really. Okay, so we're going to... Let's see. Oh, Burnished Heart. That's what we wanted to do. We're going to pay 3 for Burnished Heart, and probably also, just in case, let's... Well, I guess actually, before we do that, let's play the Scroll of the Masters, and then play Burnished Heart, because when we play... Oh, it's non-creature. Shoot. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. It doesn't matter the order then. So we're going to do that, which means that we are tapped out for the turn, but we set ourselves up to put Burnished Heart under the Mimic Vat and be able to get a bunch of lands, hopefully. Hopefully. And by cutting out the lands, being able to Mimic Vat and get a bunch of lands out of Burnished Heart, we're going to do really well with cutting our deck size down so we start drawing cards that we really want. Okay, so Tobran is going to go draw 2 cards, discard a card. Oh, interesting. Wow, this couldn't have been a better card. We're going to discard Browbeat. We're going to... We need 6 mana, but we don't need to tap for 6 mana. We just need to tap 5 because our costs are reduced. So we're going to tap that for Tobran again. Now we get to deal more damage. Yay, damage. Burn, burn, burn. Yeah, smaller deck. Phrasing. No, so there's 100 cards in these decks, right? I mean, the commander counts as card 100. So if we get a bunch of cards out of the deck, then what happens is... Shoot. The probability that we draw better cards occurs more often, essentially. Okay, untap. Draw cards. Ring of Bright Hearth and a mountain. Okay, we'll discard the mountain. Let's play a mountain. we have to play the Rings of Bright Hearth. We can't allow that to go into the graveyard. So we'll play Rings of Bright Hearth. We're close to getting rid of everything that we don't need. I mean, sort of the Payrens we probably want to be able to cast, but... So we have Feldon. I guess did we want to return anything? Well, I mean, yes, we do, but let's wait till next turn because then we can Rings of Bright Hearth things on top of Feldon. So we're going to get a ton of things next turn. Let's see. So it is now this guy's turn. So untap, draw a card. Did we want to draw 2 cards? So let's do that. 2 cards. Oh, I was supposed to get 2 treasures from things dying that turn. So we actually have 3 treasures now. Okay, so we drew 2 cards. Let's see. Intriguing. A red sorcery or that I control, or a red planeswalker I control. I get to return it from my graveyard to my hand. Okay, so let's go and discard the Chandra's Phoenix. And, Curiouser and Curiouser. I guess let's just start trying to steal other people's cards. We're going to play Stolen Strategy. So at the beginning of my upkeep, I exile the top card of each opponent's library, and then until in a turn I may play any of those cards without... Oh, and I can spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast those spells, which, I mean, they're all red, so it doesn't really matter, but even still, let's see. We want to do something else for sure. The question is, what do we want to do? I guess maybe now is the time to play Pia's Revolution. So we're going to get rid of a treasure and we're going to play Pia's Revolution as well. So whenever we get an artifact destroyed, we'll be able to basically either deal 3 damage to somebody or return it to our hand. What is your problem? Ugh. Shirt is not cooperating. Oh, sorry. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. Oh, the cuff was not coming unbuttoned. Okay. Oh, wait. We want to attack this turn. Who do we attack? We want to keep damage on... There isn't really a good attack. We need to attack this turn, but there's not like necessarily a good choice here. I mean, Feldon is really dangerous here shortly, but Kurkesh can come out of the blue with craziness, and we have no idea about Tobran if we're being honest. If we're just like actually playing all of these decks against other people. So let's go ahead and attack the player that we already dealt damage before and go after Feldon again. So Feldon's going to take another 4 damage and be down to 25. And then they'll have taken... Oh, wait, no, they actually have taken 2 more damage. So they've taken actually 12 damage total. Because the equipment gives them +1/+0. So they are down to 23, actually. And 12 commander damage. Okay. That's all we can do in a turn, so we're just going to pass. The Scroll of Fate, I should find it. There is uses for the Scroll of Fate. I just don't have any uses right now. Okay. So, let's see. Untap. Draw a card. Kuard. Oh, wait. 2 cards, actually. Energy Chamber and Mana Vault. Ooh. Ooh, people. Ew. That's tasty. Mana Vault's super tasty. So is Energy Chamber. Maybe we get rid of Crystal Ball at this point, because we're going to be able to return things with Mirror Retriever when we need to. Okay, so we're going to tap 1. We're going to play Mana Vault. Now we get a charge counter on this guy right here. Then we are going to, this taps for 3. So let's do 4 mana for Unwinding Clock, which gets us another counter. We will pay 2 for Energy Chamber, which will get us another counter. And Energy Chamber at the beginning of our upkeep will get to be able to put more charge counters on Scroll of the Masters. And essentially the idea here is that Scroll of the Masters is going to give Kurkesh or something else just some insane amount of power and toughness. So we will end the turn and we untap all of our artifacts at the beginning of each opponent's untap step. Yeah, let's see. Each other's opponent's untap step. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So Tobran gets to go. Somehow survived with Tobran out for a turn cycle. Let's untap, draw 2 cards. Fiery Confluenced and Anarchist. Let's see. We really want Anarchist, but yeah, well, maybe we get rid of Ignite Memories this turn. This is a hard hand to like decide what we want to do with, because all of these cards are like the cards that we want. I guess we'll get rid of the Ignite Memories and then we'll have the Anarchist when we need it. So, because what we're going to do is we're going to absolutely pay 3 to play Sword of War and Peace. We will pay 2 to equip it to Tobran, and now Tobran is unstoppable. He is going to absolutely destroy everything. Because he has protection from red now, and that means protection from everything else in this game. So who do we punish with our amazing powers now? Were we able to play? No, we can't play anything else for sure, even if we tapped a different way. Let's say, well, I think that maybe the flying nonsense guy over there deserves a little punishment. So we're going to deal 6 damage to them that they can't do anything about, which puts them down to 28, and they've taken 6 commander damage from Tobran. So let's go ahead and mark that. Gadrak has taken 6 from Tobran. There we go. And that is the end of the turn. It is Feldon's turn now, and Feldon's going to be able to go... Well, actually, no. So at the end of this turn, or near the end of this turn, they're going to pay 3 to the Kurkesh deck over here is going to pay 3 to sacrifice Burnished Heart. And when we do, we get to search for 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield tapped. So we're going to go and find Mountain number 1 and Mountain number 2. And then once Burnished Heart gets put into the graveyard, we're going to put it under Mimic Vat so that we can start taking advantage of Mimic Vat. Now, unfortunately, we don't have enough mana to, like, Mimic Vat, and, like, we don't have enough artifact mana to untap each turn and activate Mimic Vat and sacrifice Burnished Heart every turn. But we will at least have a creature to defend with if we need to. So, let's do this. We will pass the turn, which untaps the Mana Vault, which is super convenient since Mana Vault does deal damage to the Kurkesh deck at the beginning of each upkeep. Well, at the beginning of their upkeep, if it's tapped, then they take damage. Okay, so untap with Feldon, draw 2 cards, discard a card. We are discarding the Mountain. We will play a Mountain. Sorry, Panharmonicon. Holy crap. Okay, well, first we're going to pay 3. We're going to tap Feldon to activate its ability. When we activate an ability, we're going to pay 2 to copy it with Rings of Brighthearth. And the effect is going to create a copy of Precursor Golem from our graveyard, except we get a second Precursor Golem because we did the activation. And then not only that, but whenever Precursor Golem comes into play, then we get 2 free golems from that. So, golem, let's see, let's draw. Angry. Oh, that's awful. I need it bigger. Bigger and louder. No, I have no idea how Golem looks in Pokemon anymore. This is just going to be like a fat Golem. There we go. That kind of, sort of, at least maybe might make people think that I can draw things. There we go. We have a Golem here, ladies and gentlemen. No, Golem, like a rock monster. So we get, we'll have 4 of these golems. There will be 4 of them, so that'll help keep track that die. We're going to get a lot of golems, I think. So let's see. We've been attacked by a specific dragon-y thingy over there, and I think that dragon-y thingy needs to be attacked. So we're going to attack with our hasty precursor golems. Oh yeah, Pokemon Golem. We're going to deal 6 damage to the dragon that's being a little bit of a dick over there with attacking us. And then at the end of our turn, the copies of Precursor Golem go away, but our regular golems actually stay behind. So we just put 12 power onto the battlefield with 5 mana. And once we get enough mana, we'll be able to do Panharmonicon, which allows us to, whenever a thing comes into play, whenever an effect would whenever an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability or of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers a second time. Well, an additional time. So basically, every time the Precursor Golem comes out, we'll get even more of those. So once we get Panharmonicon out and the Rings of Brighthearth, what will happen is we will be able to put 4 Precursor Golems into play. It's about to get crazy. Okay, Gadrak's turn. Gadrak is now feeling the heat of 12 golems coming down to sit on his face. 2 cards, Backdraft Hellkite and Carnage Altar. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Carnage Altar. Let's see. So we do need to do something about those golems because that is not going to be fun at all. So let's see. What do we need for Bonfire of the Damned? We need probably something like X equals 3, which would mean 7 mana, which we just barely happen to have, conveniently enough. We are going to tap 7 mana here. We are going to cast our Bonfire of the Damned for X equals 3. So Bonfire of the Damned deals X damage to target player and each creature that player controls. So they're going to kill off all the golems and also Feldon, surprisingly. But now let's play it nice. So we took over their battlefield. We do notice that Tobran is not looking good. Oh, wait, and they... Shoot. Actually, I took more damage from that. Let's see. Give me a second. the red source. Okay, so we actually took a little bit. We took 4 additional damage from Tobran because of the Sword of War and Peace. And Tobran actually gained some life, so we'll have to do that. And I think because of that, we are going to attack Tobran because, oh crap. What cards exiled? Shoot. Oh, Prototype Portal. Crap. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so that's all jolly well good and everything. Do we get to play... Stolen Strategy is what we're doing that with. You may spend until in turn you may cast non-lane cards. Okay, so we didn't want to do that anyway. There wasn't a non-lane card that we wanted to cast. So we would have done Bonfire of the Damned anyway. But we are going to attack Tobran in the air for 5 damage. So Tobran would have gained 3 life. So they're down 2 more, and they're down to 34 life. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for stopping by, Entropy. It was good to have you. Have a great night. Have a great week, really. So, Tobran is now 5 commander damage from Gadrak. 6 commander damage. Jeez, I need to count. I swear I can count. I swear. Let's see, Gadrak. One day I'll also maybe do something that's like on screen so that it's more permanent, or like it shows up all the time or something. I don't know. I can set it up, I just haven't. Let's see. We don't have anything else we want to do. We're just going to go ahead and pass. We are back to reality. Oh no, that's not what we're doing. Okay. So, untap all of this craziness. Draw 2 cards, Psychosis Crawler and Basalt Monolith. What the hell? We are discarding the Psychosis Crawler. We are tapping 3 for Basalt Monolith. So now we can each turn get everything out of our deck, essentially. All of our lands, anyway. Let's tap 6 and play Kurkesh. And let me think. What do we want to do here? Oh wait, we need to get a charge counter. Oh wait, we need 2 charge counters. What am I thinking? We actually, I think, have another charge counter on here from last turn with Energy Chamber. Okay, I'm going to pay attention. One of these days, I swear. Okay, so we can activate Basalt Monolith. But what do we do with the mana? Because I don't think we have anything to do with the mana that makes any amount of sense. So yeah, we're just going to pass, and that means that at the beginning of our upkeep, we discard. I'm just going to take the deck with me because we're just going to keep shuffling and redoing this, because essentially the Basalt Monolith taps for 3, and this taps for 3. So it's 3 to create a copy of Burnished Heart, and 3 more to sacrifice it. So we're just going to get 2 lands into play tapped every turn with Kurkesh. Okay, so Tobran's turn, and Tobran does not like what they're seeing here. So we're going to untap, draw 2 cards, Temple Bell and Mountain. Do we take the Mountain or the Temple Bell? I think we go ahead and take the Mountain because we do want a little bit more mana. So let's see. You may choose the same mode more than once. Okay. Huh. Interesting. We can't really protect Jaya Ballard this turn if we attack with Tobran. But we really want to cut down on... We want to deal a ton of damage if we can. As often as we can. But we're not going to be able to deal damage directly to Kurkesh because they can make a copy of Burnished Heart, block, and then sacrifice it before damage so that the block remains. So, what do? We can destroy target artifact. Maybe that's what we do? Yeah, I think that's what... I think we need to destroy Mimic Vat. So that at least that's not going to be a thing here shortly. So we're going to pay 2. We're going to play Fiery Confluence. We're going to say... We choose 3. You can choose the same mode more than once. We're going to say destroy... Do you want to destroy more than one artifact? That's a big, big question. Because we could destroy Unwinding Clock and still do 4 damage, but we really do want to deal like as much damage as we possibly can. Oh, wait, what is the flashback cost? Okay, so a lot. Yeah, I think it makes, well, see, I don't know. What? Yeah, let's go and destroy Mammoth Fat and Unwinding Clock, and then we'll deal 2 damage to each opponent, which is actually 4 damage. So that, and 14. Let's see. We did that. We destroyed those 2. They're going to go ahead and make a copy of Burnished Heart, even though it means that these artifacts are tapped now. Getting 2 lands into play tapped will be good for later. So I think it still makes it worth it to do that. Let's see. But we do want to protect ourselves. Let's see. They're going to block with Tobran. We could force the block. I guess we do... Because they're probably not going to block with Kurkesh unless their life is in danger at this point. So, do that. Then we will pay 5. And let's go ahead and get this Anarchist out so we can get... Do we want to get Fiery Confluence again? It seems like we should, but at the same time, cost-wise, Flame Rift is just psychotically good. I don't know. Yeah, let's go and get Fiery Confluence back into our hand. What else do we do? We attack with Tobran, that's what we do. So we're going to declare attackers. It's going to go after Feldon because they're... I mean, Gadrak is really low, but Feldon is a little bit higher. Let's get them even. Even Steven. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage. Putting them down to 13. How many cards do they have in their hand for Sword of War and Peace? They're going to take another 6 damage. Putting them down to 7 life. And we will gain 2 life from Sword of War and Peace. Perfect. Now we have a blocker for something or other if we need it. Okay. Let's see. Feldon's turn. Feldon, come on, man. Got to get back into the game. Thran Dynamo will help, but what do we get rid of? I guess we get rid of Dragon Tyrant. So we're going to play that. How much mana do we have? So we need 5 to be able to get Feldon out again. So can we do 4 here for Thran Dynamo. We tap that for 3. So yeah, I think that's how we do it so that we can at least get some more mana out. And we'll also get Feldon out. There we go. I like that. That works out for me. It's like, it's still not great, of course, but it's better than what we were doing, so. We can play Panharmonicon and probably activate Feldon with Rings of Bright Hearth. So that's going to go crazy next turn. Before that, though, we untap, we upkeep, do Stolen Strategy, so each opponent exiles the top card of their library. So we have Voltaic Key, we have Saheeli's Directive, I believe, and then Sandstone Needle, so not really very many good options there. So let's draw 2 cards, and we will discard a card. I think we're going to discard Skyfire Phoenix this turn. We will play a Mountain, and we will, let's see, probably tap 5 and cast our Backdraft Hellkite. Let's see. Just so that we have another creature out. And it also means that we can do stuff like Alpha Brawl and Rivals Duel and Mass Mutiny some other turn, which will be really, really good for us. Let's see, especially because, does Alpha Brawl, I guess it'll depend on, no, Anarchist isn't going to be able to deal enough damage, plus protection from red. I mean, just protection from red just goes through everything at this point. Huh. Do we? We need to attack with Gadrak. I think it still makes sense to attack. Now with Kurkesh's engine gone, I think it makes sense to keep attacking the Tobran deck. So we're going to deal 6 more damage to them, putting them down to 29. Tobran has now taken 12 damage from Gadrak. So we're a couple of attacks away from being able to have commander damage on them. And we will pass the turn with doing nothing else this turn. Well, I guess we could technically just go ahead and cast the Voltaic Key from exile, but there's not really much other good choices here. So, Kurkesh's turn. They untap. Do we, during our upkeep, do we untap? So 7 mana to do that. Do we have 10 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so not quite enough. Let's see. I mean, we can still untap it. So let's go ahead and untap both of them. So that's enough to untap here. We will draw 2 cards for the turn. We will discard a mountain. So yeah, we got the mountain that we need. So let's go ahead and say Basalt. Wait, do we Basalt Monolith? And we will. No, wait. This needs to go up to 7 for this turn. We could do that. Okay, so we want to tap Basalt Monolith for 3 mana. We are going to pay a red. Well, 3 mana. We're going to use that 3 mana to untap Basalt Monolith, but we're going to pay 1 red to untap it twice. So essentially, the 3 mana is used to untap it, and we used 1 red to untap it again. So we're going to tap it for 3 mana, which untaps it. So now we have 3 mana floating. And we're going to use that 3 mana to tap Scroll of the Masters. And we're going to pay another red to copy it for Kurkesh. So Kurkesh is going to get 2 activations of Scroll of the Masters, giving him +14/+14, which puts him at 18-17 this turn. Okay. Let's think. What do we do here? We really, I mean, let's go ahead and attack the Gadrak deck is problematic, but Tobran is as well. So we're going to go ahead and attack the Tobran deck for like 18 damage, which they're going to block, obviously, with the Anarchist. So Anarchist is dead. They are done for their turn. So we are going to get to go. Untap, upkeep, we draw 2 cards, we discard a card, let's discard... Ooh, can we do 4 for this? 1 to cast, 1 to flashback? That's a lot of damage. I guess we're getting rid of Jaya Ballard. I don't really want to, but because she's such a cool card and she's a cool planeswalker, but honestly, if I do this with Fire Servant, we get to do a little bit more craziness. So yeah, so what's going to happen is we will tap 1 to play Volcanic Spray. So it deals 1 damage to each creature without flying and each player. It's going to deal double that damage, though, to Fire Servant. So Fire Servant's going to take 2 damage. But everything else... And Tobran's going to take 0 damage, but everything else on the battlefield is going to take a lot more because Tobran is going to give it +2, and then we're going to double it. So that's 6 damage to each creature and each player. Well, let's see. We are going to take 2 damage from that because we don't get Tobran stuff. So that's... Feldon is dead and down to 1 life. I think everything on the Gadrak side is dead, and same for Kurkesh. And as well as that, let's see. So they took 6 damage. They're down to 8 life. And Kurkesh is down to, let's see, they took 6 damage. So they'll be down to 24 with this gone. Okay. So now, do we cast that from the... I mean, we save Fire Servant. I think we save Fire Servant by not doing that this turn. So this means, who do we want to kill this turn? And I think maybe we kill Gadrak while we still can. So we're going to kill Gadrak because Feldon is down to 1 life. So Feldon is not going to survive the next onslaught of Volcanic Spray. So that's going to be okay with us. So let's see. Feldon's turn. Well, unless Feldon can find something in their deck to survive with. Let's see. They still draw 2, discard 1. Draw 2, discard Mishra's Factory, I guess. Because at this point, let's see. That's 4 for that. 5. No, we need even more. Jeez. We need a creature out this turn. And Feldon is now 7 mana. Ouch. Ouchie baba. Oh, and Feldon gained a life from that. I mean, Tobran. Tobran gained life from the Sword of War and Peace. Okay, I guess we still try to go for... That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do 7 for Feldon. I mean, I don't know that there's a better way to do that. I mean, it's like we need Feldon out to be able to catch up at all. And I mean, Volcanic Spray is going to kill us. So there's not much we can do. Okay, Gadrak is certainly dead. They are done for. Tobran Classic Burn wins for, in this particular case, this card goes to the graveyard. Or no, I guess it's exiled. I think it just gets exiled because we controlled it from not the battlefield. So there is no control effect. It just disappears forever. Okay, Gadrak dead, so very dead. We're just over an hour at this point. Let's see. So, what is Kurkesh going to do? Kurkesh has got to do something to keep up with this, because it's not looking too hot right now. Okay, we draw 2, and none of these is what I want. Okay, let's do that. We are going to go ahead and tap 2 for Mirror Retriever. We want Kurkesh out, so 4, 6, 8, I think is what we need at this point. So we get Kurkesh out. And, oh, this is at 8 now. So we will pass the turn. And let's see, what do we return, really? I guess we return Triskelion. Maybe that's what we return. I'm not sure. There's not, I guess Lore Seeker Stone would be really good. It's a little too late maybe at this point. Okay, that's all we're going to do with our turn. So now it is Tobran's turn, which I guess, I don't know what to do there. Let's see. I guess we don't play, do we just not play Kurkesh? Because Kurkesh is just going to die, right? So I think that doesn't make any sense to play Tobran. Okay, so we're going to go untapping, upkeep, draw a card. It is, well, we draw 2 cards actually, and then we discard a card. So let's discard this mountain. We're going to go ahead and tap 1 red in order to cast the Volcano Spray from our graveyard to deal 6 damage to everything, essentially. So no more Feldon. You are down to 18. Mirror Retriever dies, and we return something from the graveyard. So let's go ahead and take a look, because these are the only 2 decks that matter now. Those are all, that stuff doesn't matter. They're off screen now. You can't see them. They don't exist. Mirror Retriever returns an artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Now, if we could recover both Triskelion and the Mimic Vat, we would be set. But I guess Fiery Confluence, though. Crap. Do we just get Triskelion anyway, just in case? I don't know. I guess that's what we do. I'm not sure what the best move here is. Okay, so we got Triskelion. We still need to go, so we are going to... Well, does it really matter at this point? I'm trying to think, because we do Fiery Confluence. We pay 3. We save Fiery Confluence for each of the modes we choose. Deal 2 damage to target to each opponent. So it's going to deal... Well, actually... We're going to do... Let me show the Fiery Confluence. Show you what it looks like. Okay, so we have that. Oh, let's see. We have some... Each mode represents a separate damage dealing event. Okay. So, holy crap. So, it's going to deal 2 damage, but that's going to be plus 4 damage because of Tobran. But then Fire Servant affects that event as well and doubles that damage. So it's 8 damage 3 times. That's 24 damage. That means Tobran just burned the crap out of everybody else. Everybody else is dead. Burn, burn, baby. Wow. Awesome. Okie dokie. Well, there you have it. Four red decks. 4 separate, different methods of playing mono red. So mono red has a lot of variability if you're willing to put in some time and effort. We didn't necessarily play any really solid creature based decks. I mean, Gadrak is the closest thing that we have, but it's still kind of artifact-y based, right? It's kind of like artifact aggro-ish type thing where well, especially with the like, we're playing a bunch of fight cards in it. So it's like you were trying to take advantage of Gadrak mainly, but the other decks don't necessarily have creature-based strategies in the sense that, in the sense of like traditional goblin, kill everybody as quickly as possible, sort of traditional aggro decks. So, like really traditional, turn everything sideways every turn kind of stuff. So yeah, if you're looking for a good red deck, mono red deck, I could probably recommend one or two or four, seven. But anyway, I think that's it for tonight. That's a good amount of time. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your week. We'll see about streams moving forward. We may have to take a little bit of a break, but we'll see. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.